Hello there, my name's Amanda Bates. I'm a PPI advisor to the Kent Research Partnership.
And I'm John Potts. I'm PPI lead within the project.
Thank you for listening to us today. We're going to talk you through the public involvement and engagement in your fellowship application. So we are all on the same page. What do we actually mean by public involvement and engagement? Well, what we mean is that people are not research participants, they're not research subjects. We are carrying out the research with or by members of the public rather than to, about or for them. So they are active partners in the research process and they can be actively involved in every single step of the research cycle. So that's helping to support the development of an application, through to management, right through to dissemination. And that can also include project reviews and thinking about new developments in the project. To do high quality public involvement and engagement, co-production and co-design is key. It is a fundamental building block. So this isn't just about ticking a box, this isn't just about consultation, but it's doing things with members of the public. Okay, and now I'm going to pass over to John, who will talk us through involving people with lived experience.
Thank you very much, Amanda. I'll start off just a little bit about my background, and I did a lot of work in terms of measuring customer satisfaction with a leading IT organisation, and it was the way to do it by devising your own survey, getting the customers to fill it in, and then making up your own mind about whether it was good or bad. And we had a move and we started involving our customers and getting their views on what questions should we be asking, how should it be approached, and we did this through a series of discussions and meeting programs with groups of customers, developing the surveys and developing ways in which they would be put forward. That's just one example, I think, of how co-production can actually produce much better results. Involving people with lived experience. They can be on project steering groups. They have the experience in their own fields and with directed steering group. Reviewing ethics materials, most important, and with a good group of people, you can get a very positive view on this one. Helping to recruit study participants. And again, important to get a wide range appropriate to the study you're doing. Getting the research results to those who need to know. Now, this is a vital role that can be carried out by people with this lived experience, talking to the people who are actually providing the services. Act as a critical friend throughout to these people. They will support you, and better you support them. Their time will be valued as part of the research team, and they will be compensated and recognised for their time and effort.
Thank you, John. So I'm now going to talk you through writing the plain English summary. This section is a key part of your application, and it needs to be accessible to those who have not done any research or know any research terms at all. So it's really important that you get this right. So please avoid using jargon, abbreviations, acronyms and technical terms. I know we can all really easily slip into using them, but just double check that you're not doing that. So avoid any terms that are complicated or any words that aren't very well known. Think about using very active phrases, so saying we will do it rather than it will be done by us. Keep those sentences nice and short. Sometimes I read applications and one sentence turns out to be a whole paragraph and you just get lost halfway through. So just keep it really accessible and short. Think about the best way to order and structure your summary, and it's going to take a few goes to get this right. One way of doing this is that you break up the text. So you could use bullet lists or headings, whatever works best for you. A key thing to do here is ask others to read it. This is one way, a really important way, that people with lived experience can help you develop your application. They can read through your plain English summary, tell you what's good about it, tell you what's not so good about it, and whether or not it's clear and they've understood it. So always ask somebody else to give it a read and give you some constructive feedback. And it goes back to what John was saying about being a critical friend to your research and your application. And there's some further really helpful guidance from the National Institute for Health and Care Research. Just the hyperlink is at the bottom there. So these are the key points that we'd really like to understand from your public involvement and engagement section in your fellowship application. How have public carers or those who draw on care and support been involved in the development of this proposal? So as I said earlier, don't just make this a tick box consultation exercise where, you might say, oh yes, they agreed with everything I said, because we would kind of question that. We want to know how things changed. So who did you engage? Who were they? How many? I mean, obviously don't break confidentiality, you don't need to give names, but what did you talk about? And how did your ideas and your resulting application actually change as a result of that key public input? If your project is funded, we will want to know, and we want to know this in your application, how will members of the public, carers or people who draw on care and support, how will they be actively involved in the project if it is funded? What might their role be? And over to John to talk a bit more about this.
Thank you, Amanda. An example of this may well be the development of an advisory group. Not always appropriate, but one to really bear in mind. What their role will be and how often you will meet with them. What training and support might they need, and how will they capture the difference their contributions are making. We have used an advisory group in one of our most recent projects to greatest benefit. Have you used any of the project team in developing your application? They're there to help you throughout the project, so please make good use of them.
So all that's left to say is thank you so much for listening. We wish you the best of luck with your fellowship application, but if you do have any further questions, please do email us at the address on the screen there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody.